Hello, this is Top Prep Sports Interviews by Sunil Sunder Raj. Today, I'm happy to be speaking with Aubriana Espinoza, a junior at Henry J. Kaiser High School in Fontana, California, an outfielder on the varsity softball team, and currently playing travel softball for the Batbusters Edmonds 16U team. Once again, Aubriana, thank you so much for taking time out to speak with me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
No problem at all. Coming off absolutely a spectacular season, you're a two-time first-team All-League player, voted MVP. I said I was looking at your stats. Your last three high school games, you went 6 for 10, a home run, 4 RBIs. You're enjoying immense success on the Batbusters Edmonds 16U team. I think it was the Zoom into June. You batted 600, ranked sixth in doubles, 2 home runs. I mean, it's got to be just an awesome feeling knowing that all your hard work is paying off on the field.
It does feel really good. The how I prep for every game is just really important to me. So to see it pay off in the game is definitely something. It brings you joy and to love the game even more.
Yeah, no, I said you hit it right on the spot, and the fact that you're playing year round, it doesn't stop. You know, the fact that once the high school season starts, you kick right into travel ball. Talk about that. You know how again, just to keep that rhythm going, and the fact that and to keep on improving on your fundamentals and skills here, Aubriana.
Yeah, I actually like that. I like how we can go from high school right into travel because you never stop. You never
Mm-hmm.
stop. So, I like how we can just transition and keep working hard, keep working together as a team, and never stop working.
Yeah, no, definitely. Hey, this upcoming weekend, I see that you're playing in the showcase. I said along with the rest of the team, the Surf City 20s showcase this weekend in Fountain Valley. Talk about how exciting that is, and just in terms of the team, getting ready to face competition.
Yeah, it's very exciting. I'm very excited for this weekend. We have a great team with great chemistry, amazing coaching. We look forward to just playing our hearts out there, and I would like to get some wins as a
Yeah,
team.
yeah, that's definitely the objective and the goal. Hey,
Yeah.
you have an outstanding head coach, Scott Edmonds. I just all the credit is said goes to Coach Edmonds. Is said for arranging this interview, and obviously on Twitter they there's so much positives to say about you. So I wanted to reel them off and get your feedback on that. And first saying Aubrey Espinoza does it all. A true 5-tool player, throws 63 miles per hour, 68-mile-per-hour exit velocity, hits for power with high average, exit speed off tee with low strikeouts and good plate discipline. SB's arm is strong and accurate. Teams don't run on her. With good speed, she covers the outfield, left, right, back, or in, and isn't afraid to lay out. When you hear that, I can see it's again just the fact that you have that support, and your coach is recognizing your talent not only at the plate but also in the outfield as well here, Aubriana.
Yeah, for sure. I love Coach Edmonds. He's a great coach. He believes in every one of his players, and for him to put that out there, it really it puts me out there and in a great position. I play center field all the time. I'm always making sure I can cover as much ground as I need.
Mm-hmm.
Do anything I can to help out my team, whether it is lay out for a ball or get the hard throw at home or any base.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it really feels good to have those comments.
Yeah, no, that's wonderful to hear. I look, you play an important position because you also have to have that communication with your left fielder and right fielder. I wanted to ask you just your approach when you're in the outfield. Obviously quite a bit, in terms of having to track down, fly balls, line drives. Talk about that, like, just in terms of that preparation, just, playing that, playing the center field position here.
Yeah, playing the center field position is like you're the head out there, you're the captain out there. So I
Mm-hmm.
do sure I talk to the people on my right and my left. Make sure they know what's going on, whether I lay out for a ball and they have my backup, or they lay out for a ball and I have their backup. Um, I also like to make sure we have communication to who's going for the ball, and yeah, just have that strong communication is what really helps us in the outfield.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic to hear. Let's flip, that to your approach at the plate, and just in terms of facing, the opposing pitcher, when you step into the batter's box, said what, what's going through your mind. I always ask, from a player's perspective. I mean, it is not, easy. There's a lot of pressure, I said once you're up in that box, but what is, again, what is, some of the mechanics that you've been able to work on? And obviously, again, I said it is panned out very well for you in terms of the statistics.
Yeah, I do hit first for my team, so
Okay.
my approach is you know, just to get on base. I'm trying to, get base hits. I have amazing hitting coaches. I go to Jimmy Flores,
Okay.
and they help me with my mechanics, like knee drive, punching the ball out there, like, and
Mhm.
then my finish. So I go up there with a strong approach, like whatever's close, we're gonna barrel up the ball and just put it in play.
Yeah, and you've been able to park, a number of them as well, and
Yeah.
over the fence. So I had to
Yeah.
ask you that. That's I think that the best outcome is hitting a home run. Talk about the just the exhilaration, this the adrenaline, said when you hit one, said or the fence, and obviously your teammates are streaming on, said by home plate to congratulate you. To just again, unbelievable feeling.
Yeah, it's a great feeling. And once I found my swing, once I found everything and it all came together, it does feel really nice to
Mhm.
trot around the bases and watch it go over and
Yeah.
have my team um cheering me on when I get to home plate.
Yeah, it's beautiful to hear. I'm glad, I said you talked about working with hitting coaches because, in terms of the technology's improved also, like, the fact that you can really be able to dissect, what you're doing at the plate, the pros and cons, said the positives and negatives, and being able to, adjust on the fly is got to be beneficial for you. But talk about the strength and conditioning, nutrition. I mean, there's so much that goes into preparing for a softball season. I don't think people truly understand all the behind the scenes work it takes to really get your body, both mentally and physically, said ready for the season. And the fact that you're playing, so many games, between high school and travel softball.
Yeah, the preparation just always the speed and agility, making sure to
Mhm.
increase speed, your strength, when you're lifting, like lifting's always great to get stronger, and then speed and agility, trying to get faster, and it carries
Mhm.
on to the games for
Yeah,
sure.
no, I agree. Having that flexibility, I mean, because
Yeah.
as injuries can pop up, and like you want again to be in tip top shape. Hey, you played club soccer until you were 12 years old. Playing multiple sports, I'm sure helped you out as well here. Between
Yeah.
soccer and softball, talk about that because the fact again, just playing another sport, and that it there's some similarities in terms of helping you out as well, playing softball here, Aubriana.
Yeah, playing two sports was they're totally different. Um, but it was cool to um really work for both of them. You
Mm-hmm.
have to do the exact training for both of them to get faster and stronger. So transitioning was a good transition, but I was always back and forth
Yeah,
with
no,
soccer.
that's
But
great.
I
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I really enjoyed playing both of them until I decided to continue to play softball.
Yeah, that's terrific. Yeah, I had to ask you about that. Making that transition. Deciding, okay, softball is the sport that I'm going to be said really good at, and you've been playing for a long time, but the fact that, it was going to be primarily softball, talk about that as well, Aubriana.
Yeah, it was definitely a hard decision at the time because I
Mhm.
thought I was never gonna play softball again. It was always soccer until the pandemic did hit
Yeah.
and no sports going on at the time. Until it hit August, softball was gonna start playing and soccer wasn't.
Mhm.
And we had this one family friend who had a team, a softball team, and she had asked for me to join. And I was a little hesitant at first because I I quit softball for like 2 years already at the time. And I didn't know. I knew it was gonna take a lot of preparing to get back to how it was before.
Mhm.
But I said yes to playing softball, and I enjoyed it. And I said this is what I want to continue to do, um, and play for in college.
Yeah, no, it's great. I'm glad you mentioned that about the pandemic because that was not easy. I interviewed a bunch of athletes, seniors at that time who lost the season, but even for the kids, I said in high school, freshmen, sophomore, juniors, uh, below that, I mean, that was extremely difficult, to not be able to play sports and, limited action, practices as well. Just talk about, how that affected you.
It really affected me because I wasn't doing anything. I was still trying to prepare for soccer just in case I ever did go back, but it still was really hard. Not practicing with the people you used to practice with, doing
Yeah,
workouts on your own, finding out different ways to work out and that will help you and make you stay in shape. But it was
yeah,
definitely a hard time for
yeah.
sports.
No, I agree, and it must be so fulfilling now to be able to play the sport you love and be around teammates and coaches and playing games. I think a lot of people are breathing a sigh of relief now that we're getting back to that action. And I wanted to ask you about practices, game day. Not only putting it said your high school uniform, the Cats uniform on, but that Batbusters uniform. What does that represent to you personally, Brianna?
I love representing Batbusters. It's you wear it with pride. You go out there and people are like, "Oh, it's a Batbusters team." Like you want to show what you
Mm.
really have. And it's a great feeling to put on the jersey and go play for the Batbusters. I enjoy it a lot.
Yeah, talk about developing that team cohesiveness, that chemistry. You're together all the time, traveling and said playing these games. You really it becomes like a true sister. You get to know, like said everybody. Come from all different walks of life, different communities, families. Just talk about how special that is for you.
Yeah, I love my teammates. We have great chemistry. We work well together. We're just a one big family, and it really shows in the games. It
Hmm.
shows during the. I think that's what a team is all about: having each other's back, supporting
Yeah,
each other. When one is down, we have to pick them up. Um, my coach always says, "Cheer for the one who's not doing as good to bring
yeah,
themselves up."
yeah.
So it's really cool to have our team bonding, knowing we have people behind our backs that will always help us out.
Yeah, I think that's just again an outstanding motto to have. I think it's really important to develop that, and it's great to see again that leadership from Coach Edmonds and the rest of the coaching staff. Hey, I wanted to uh, basically pivot to Henry J. Kaiser High School, just in terms of the support from the student body, administration, athletic department. Can you talk about that? As I said, heading into your junior year here.
Yeah, heading into my junior year, I'm very excited to see what comes. We have a pretty good high school program. We have great girls who can play. We love competing against other schools, and I'm excited to see what junior year has for me,
Yeah, it's
academic,
great.
athletic wise.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because you've definitely excelled in that arena. 3.8 GPA. It's not easy, I said, to balance it out. Time management, organization, you need down pat. So obviously whatever the blueprint you've been implementing has worked to perfection. It's not easy, as said, between the practices, the games, the travel. You really have to have your regimen, in place. Talk about what's worked out for you these first, couple of years, Aubriana.
Yeah, definitely balancing your time. You make time for yourself. You have school during the day. You have to make sure you have your workout set in for softball, and then your schoolwork as well. So I
Mhm.
think get right into the schoolwork and focusing on that, and then you have the rest to focus on softball and getting better and stronger.
That's good. That's good. Hey, as I said before, you've been playing softball for a long time, since you were 4 years old.
Yeah,
I,
yeah,
what is it about the game? I mean, obviously, you have a true passion for it. What are some of the intangibles that stand out to you about the game? It's grown in such popularity. I mean, everybody
yeah,
talks about the high school and college level, but even below that, I mean, I was looking at now. You're gonna have the little league softball, as said, tournament taking place, and that's being televised. Of course, I mean it's amazing. Now again through the growth of social media, the internet, the fact that kids can be seen, they could and they could post their content, but um, these are exciting times. But what is it about the sport that really makes you say, wow, like this is just incredible just to be a part of this game.
yeah. I love going out there, showing my talent. I love getting away and just like just playing the game for myself.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have great teammates, it's fun. It's like like you said, you're playing with your sisters out there,
Mm-hmm.
and you have the resources now. You have people who've been through the college experience too, and wanting to be like one of your softball idols one day is really what pushes you to. You want to
Yeah.
make it to that big high level where you're on TV and you're playing a game you've loved ever since you were little.
Yeah.
And I think the love of the game just carries on as you get older too. You want to push yourself to better limits, and it's really fun, and you enjoy it a lot.
Yeah, again, just a great point you made. I think it's so essential because now you're going to be an upperclassman, so you're going to be able to provide that useful information experience to the underclassmen. I'm sure when you were a freshman, learning from the juniors and seniors who are now, of course, in college. That was again that aided you, and like said, the fact that you were able to utilize that info, and apply it to your game.
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy how I'm one of the upperclassmen now.
Mm.
It's like you made it, and now you get to be an influence to the younger girls, the girls who
Yeah.
look up, want to be like you, and it's really cool. It's a cool experience.
Yeah, I think to be a role model, set for those kids, and it just doesn't apply to high school, but even with the travel softball team, and you see a lot of kids out at these games as well, and they're excited, especially the girls out there who want to eventually put that uniform on and take that field. Hey, I was wondering, first time, do you remember when you swung a bat and said took that field?
Um, it was so long ago. Like I said, I was
Yeah.
4. From what I remember, it's I mean, just being so little,
Yeah.
like seeing, and I think it's just an excitement that you don't know, and then once you're out there, it's a lot more fun, and yeah.
Yeah, that's great. I'm wondering, like every year, I'm sure you really cherish these moments and memories because it goes by so fast. And the fact that you can look back on the progress you made every single year. And I'm wondering if you just like sit, maybe like, alone or by yourself and say, wow, like, I'm actually here. This is look at how many accolades and achievements I have. I'm wondering if there's sometimes, you get those goosebumps and, those chills down your spine, like wow, like this is I'm headed to a better place here. Eventually, said to college.
Yeah, it's like I do look back at the memories and it's like, wow, I've come so far. Um and now I want to continue to keep going far. And it is like a bittersweet moment because it's like,
Yeah.
oh, this is how I used to play, and look at my progression now, and I can
Hmm.
still get better. And all the memories definitely I take with me,
Yeah.
and I do it. I keep continuing to do it for the
Yeah.
memories too.
Yeah, it's magnificent to hear. Hey, you need a strong structure in place, Aubriana. And I know your family means the world to you. Your dad, Stephen, your mom, Amber, your two younger sisters, Briella and Stevie. Talk about how what they've meant, along this athletic journey, especially in the game of softball.
Yeah, they've been my support system every step of the way. They're always at every game for me, always cheering me on, always telling me how proud they are of me. I really want to do it for them, and they're great. They always push me to be a better version of myself, and I appreciate it a lot from them.
Yeah, it's fabulous to hear. As you know, you need to kick back and relax. And I know some of your hobbies are hanging out with your family and friends, going swimming, and most importantly, visiting your grandparents who live in Ensenada, Mexico. Talk about being able to take a step back and being able to clear your mind and focus on those important tasks like responsibilities. But the fact that you're able to do that because there is so much pressure. The level of competition is so great, especially when you get to high school and travel softball. But being able to spend those times with your family, especially your grandparents as well. Talk about that.
Yeah, it's really nice to definitely step back and do stuff for yourself that you enjoy. Um, I love hanging out with my friends and family, especially going on vacation with my
Mm.
family. So it's really we create a lot of memories, and it does take my mind off of softball a little bit. And it's really nice to it's really good to make sure you have uh other life other than softball, but
Yeah,
then get right with
that's true.
get softball right after. So it's really nice to have those things.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. I want to ask you, it just popped into my mind that the game has become so diverse, multicultural, and I wanted to say, ask you for your heritage, representing your heritage. How crucial is that? Like, just being able to spread, the word, about how, again, the game of softball. I just wanted to, because we've seen that there are tournaments taking place, players, from different countries, come together and, they have these tournaments, of course, in the United States of America, how important that is, again, to grow the game as well.
Yeah, it's really important to have a lot of different people come from around the world and play the game of softball. We recently just played this New Zealand team,
Okay.
and it's really cool to see how they play, how they prep before a game.
Mhm.
Yeah, so to be able to represent that, I think is really, really cool.
Yeah, and that's what I want to transition to was social media. And I mentioned it before, but with Twitter and Instagram, you can get all the highlight videos out there. You can, it's said from players from all over the globe. How cool is that? And then for yourself personally, to be able to post that content and then even have your team, said, Batbusters Edmonds 16U, be able to, again, spotlight you and put your achievements out there. That's gotta be very rewarding for you.
It is rewarding. Posting your highlights, posting what you did over the weekend. It's really nice. You show your achievements, and then it's really good to get yourself out there, especially for the colleges, and
Mhm.
it shows your talent. It shows you're not hiding it just within yourself. You're putting it out there for others to see. So I really like how you can post your highlights on Twitter and Instagram for
Yeah.
others to see your success and your journey of when you're growing in the
Yeah.
sport.
Yeah, no, definitely. As I said before, that I think you're just an excellent role model for those younger girls and athletes out there. As you know, we live in a very, competitive nature world, just in terms of, there's so many kids out there playing athletics and, trying to, sort of like carve out your own niche and like, set yourself apart can be challenging at times. Wondering what you would say to those kids out there if they're watching, this interview, just in terms of choosing a sport, whether it's softball, another one, and just moving up that ladder, Aubriana.
Yeah, I would say follow your dreams. Definitely don't ever give up. If you're in between a different two different sports, three different sports, however many, make sure choose which one that's going to benefit you, and definitely something you enjoy. It's
Yeah.
something you love, you have to have the heart for, and yeah, just keep pushing forward because you will get the results in the end.
Yeah, no, sound advice. Well said. Hey, one more before you get the final word and message here. A big initiative of mine, has always been. I said I have a daughter who's going to be a junior as well in high school. Just wanted to say, women in sport. I mean, just again, I think it's an important topic to be addressed. Just to be a part of this, and we see it in every sport, but softball. Again, I think we've seen on TV is said, the internet, but just what does this mean? I mean, to be, to have that representation, to have, that influence. I mean, I'm sure that's something that you and, maybe the other girls on whether it's in high school or also on the travel softball team, maybe discuss or just like, uh, maybe you could, said add a comment here about that.
Yeah, playing softball as a young woman, it's very rewarding. It's
Mm-hmm.
very rewarding to be able, especially to have it on TV.
Yeah.
I see now that it's gonna go pro.
Yeah.
So softball girls have been playing pro, and I think it's really great to put it out there. It's not just pro men's
Mm-hmm.
sports. Your women are actually able to play pro sports too and get put out there. So
Yeah.
I really appreciate that
Yeah.
that we get to be able to do that.
Yeah, and I didn't want to forget the Olympics as well, because when I covered a couple of years ago, I didn't go out there to cover it. I remember I think it was Team USA against Australia, and I remember now everything can be live streamed as well. That's another, I think, important component is that you can watch on the computer, and I was able to do that, and then you know live tweeting, and then all of a sudden had some feedback, I think, from people in Australia. It was just, again, it was remarkable just how it's such a close community. It's like, and that people on the other side of the globe can be communicating with you in real time. So I think it's really great, like that people keep on as I said, talking about the sport and be able to uh I again, for women, I think it's they deserve that because they work so hard, said on and off the field. And it's great to see. Hey, Aubriana, I want to give you the final word and message here. For family, friends, teammates, and coaches, the Henry J. Kaiser High School varsity softball team, Batbusters Edmonds 16U team, the student body administration, athletic department, Henry J. Kaiser High School, and the community of Fontana, California. So I know there are a lot of people that you definitely want to thank.
Yeah, I want to thank my parents, Stephen and Amber Espinoza, my siblings, Brielle and Stevie Espinoza, my coach, Scott Edmonds, the girls on my team, my hitting coach, Jimmy Flores, Aaliyah Flores, and Alicia Flores, and just thank all my family and friends out there who are supporting me in my journey that I am going in softball.
Hey, well said. Just an incredible honor and privilege being able to speak with you, Aubriana. Congrats again on your success, again at Henry J. Kaiser High School and on the Batbusters Edmonds 16U team. You're not done, still playing here, so
Yeah,
still a
yeah.
chunk of games left, and wishing you all the best and can't wait to see what you do. Said even your final 2 years there in at Henry J. Kaiser High School.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Really.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.